What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a little Remedy news, and this kind of came out of nowhere. They normally give, their quarterly updates, and, they talk about where is Control 2 in the timeline, right? Like, how much longer we got, and they're pretty good at it. I like covering it. I think I've covered every one for the last, year and a half. This kind of came out of left field, and all of a sudden now we have co-publishers for Control 2. We got a little bit of funding news to talk about, and while I don't think this part's necessarily new, that there will eventually be Alan Wake / Control movies / TV, now they've doubled down on it, and now they actually have a partner that's going to literally be doing that. So we'll just look at the article here coming from The Verge. Remedy partners with Annapurna for Control 2 and potential film and TV adaptations. And, the big one that I think of when I think of this publisher, by the way, is Stray, just in case but I mean, they've made a lot of different games. I think they're actually quite good, a little bit more under the radar, right? But they say in this article that basically they're going to be co-funding. They'll be half of the funding for Control 2, and they will also be co-publishing Control 2, so both of them will be doing it. But then they say, kind of because of that, because they're going to fund half the game, they will have kind of the exclusive rights for film and TV adaptations of both Control and Alan Wake. However, that Remedy will retain the full IP rights for Control and Alan Wake, and they say, they just bought the rights for Control from the publisher 505 Games earlier this year. They're kind of quite all over the place, and I feel like them kind of being almost this indie at heart studio while not actually being it, right? Like they're not small, but they're also not big. They're kind of in the middle, and they make what you would consider AAA games, but kind of with AA money and AA amounts of people. And I guess when you're in that situation and when you want to, retain creative freedom, you're going to have to kind of get creative. And I very much respect pretty much anything that they do. I mean, I really think they try to always kind of have the say, in anything, right? They want to be the ones to control where Control goes and to control where Alan Wake goes. And, if they were to get in bed with somebody else, now they kind of jump around, right? They have Epic, they have 505, they have now they have Annapurna. They're going all over the place, and maybe they'll eventually run out of publishers, which is actually kind of scary. But, they kind of shop it around a little bit to see who's willing to invest because it maybe is a little risky. Like we've talked about, while Alan Wake 2 is my game of the year of last year, that game has actually not made its money back. The publisher has literally not made money from that game. So I love them. I love Remedy, and I love what they do, and I want them to continue doing it literally forever. But it is risky when their games seemingly don't really make money. It's you almost have to trade off. That's why I actually find specifically they traded them, right? They said, okay, you have half of the payment for Control 2. Maybe Remedy will do the other half, right? You pay for half of it, which could be $20, $30, $40, $50 million. Lots of money. In exchange, we still have the rights for Control and Alan Wake, but we will give it to you, and you can make movies and TV shows off of it. Now, again, that part specifically, I feel like we've heard that before. I feel like specifically Alan Wake was already kind of confirmed to be getting a TV show or movie adaptation. That in and of itself, I don't know how to feel. My initial feeling is still not amazing. And I do it kind of for everything. Really, I would prefer to leave a lot of these games alone. I get jumping into different mediums, and specifically for these franchises where they're not super popular, they're kind of critical darlings. I love them, but they are almost cult hits. To be honest, Alan Wake was a cult hit, right? Because of that, does it make sense to kind of go off into a new direction with movies or television where you can get some new eyes on it? Yes. Do I think it'll actually work where you will get new people? Not 100% sure. And also, will that make the lore harder? Because Alan Wake and Control, they're already Alan Wake 2 specifically really built things, right? And continues to make it more confusing in a good way. I like confusing stories. Kingdom Hearts, Alan Wake, etc. But now if there's a movie or a television show, is that tied in with the game? It kind of has to be, number one, unless you're going to retell a game. And number two, if it's added on stuff, then you're gonna have to pay attention to it just to kind of like keep track of everything. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and it's kind of like bargaining. It's kind of like, it's definitely a trade that I think was pulled off there. But good. I mean, good for them. Honestly, we knew from, I think, the financial stuff that they've been looking for a partner for Control. I want to say for like at least half a year, if not longer. And now I guess they can continue to go, full steam ahead. They already kind of were. Like Control 2 is like in the works. It's not as far along as like a Max Payne thing, but they're working on it. So it's like I guess they fronted the bill maybe up until this point, and now Annapurna's coming in to kind of take over, I guess, in that way. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.